So somebody who knows and hears there's a path to freedom in Jesus, but isn't experiencing it.
Yeah.
What would you say to them? You know,
we kind of started this conversation before we actually started recording, and that question was really good. It got me thinking about my own testimony. And I'm gonna give the snapshot version of it. Okay, I won't. But I got radically saved at 20 years old in my jail cell after 5 days of heavy drinking and drug use and partying. And in the midst of that, on the outside, I had what you would call a normal 20-year-old life. Had good parents, was in school, was in college. You know, I wouldn't consider myself a drug addict. Kind of had that self-righteous thing of like, well, at least I'm not that. I mean, you know, I'm not living on the street. You know, I'm from, you know, I'm not in a gang. You know, I'm not selling drugs. I might be taking some, but I'm not selling them. So I'm not them. So on the outside, it looked good, but on the inside, I was dying. And I think that's a lot of our generation today is we look good on the outside, especially social media. It's always the perfect picture and the perfect pose, but on the inside, it's a filtered life. But on the inside, we're dying and we're broken. And we need freedom. And how I found freedom was I gave my life to Jesus at 20 years old. First, I recognized that I needed help. That's the first thing. You recognize that I cannot do this on my own. And then I had a radical encounter with the presence of Jesus. I said, Lord, if you're real, that's the thing. I didn't even call him Lord because I didn't know him that way. So it's just like, God, if you're real, Jesus, if you're real, what do you want from me? And I prayed that in jail, and I had a tangible encounter with the Lord, and he said, I want you. That's it. That was it. And I felt peace. But I was just telling Cole and you in the car, there was still this kind of process, but what kind of did it for me, where I kind of really found true freedom, where from the inside out I was transformed, was my motivation changed. And here's what it was. I started to experience the presence of Jesus. And we can maybe talk about the presence in a minute, because I know we hear that and we always get confused. But I started to experience the tangible, real person of Jesus. And what I experienced him, I realized that he loved me. And my motivation changed from, I want freedom. I want to get free from, because I still was struggling with purity even after getting saved, even after praying a prayer.
Like so many.
Yeah. Like I was a Christian, I was going to church, but still had these secret things that I just couldn't kick, these habits. But when I realized that here's this Jesus, he's tangible. First of all, he's real. And the guy that spoke to me in my jail cell, he'll meet with me every day if I give him a chance. That's what started to stir my heart. And then here's what it was. My motivation changed. And we were just talking about this. My motivation went from, okay, I'm trying to get free and I'm using Jesus as a means to my freedom. And instead it turned into, here's this guy that loves me and is head over heels for me. I want to know him. And that's the biggest change, is I went from, okay, Lord, how do I unlock these issues? How do I get out of this jail cell? And I'm looking at the word and I'm going, Lord, like, if Jesus, I need to fix these things. How do I get fixed? And instead it went, Jesus, I got to know you. Like, you love me. How do I love you like you love me? I have to know you. Bro, I could get weepy talking about it. I would wake up and it just, and my prayer hasn't changed in all these years. I want to know you. Jesus said, this is eternal life, that they may know me. Dude, what? That's eternity. You're going to spend eternity knowing him, learning about him, discovering him. And the minute you get an inch of his love, and I would say, we were even talking about grace, right? Grace is not an opportunity to sin. It's not, okay, keep going in the cycle that you're in, and Jesus just pats you on the back and says, it's okay. And when you die one day, then you'll be all right. It's all right. Just
hold
stay.
On tight.
Yeah, hold on tight. Be a good boy. Be a good girl. And then when you die one day, okay, then you'll be free. And that's not the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible, I'm going to mess with some people right now, but nowhere in the Bible does it actually say you have to die to get to heaven. Just look it up. It's not in there. What the Bible does say is, come to me all who are thirsty, and I'll give you something to drink. And that will flow in your belly to living water, and it leads to everlasting life.
Yeah.
It's him. It's knowing him. So I started to get this thing of, I want to know him. And I actually, in this weird way, I forgot. I forgot my struggles. I forgot what I was even going through because I just wanted to know him. And I built my day around, I want to know this guy, and I want to love him like he loves me. And then grace kicked in. And if you actually look up grace in the Strong's, in the Greek concordance, you're going to see the definition is actually, grace is the divine influence upon the heart and the reflection of that life. So grace is not, hey, you can just do whatever you want and it's good. You're under grace. No, grace is, I'm going to take who I am, put it inside of you, and it's going to begin to change you. And what's going to happen is your life is going to begin to reflect the one who's in you. You know what I mean?